Welcome back to Puzzle Rush. We are going to be going as fast as we can through all these puzzles and trying to explain them along the way, hoping to learn a thing or two. Back rank, formation. I have 20 minutes on the clock, I think, to try to complete as many puzzles as I can. We're going to rush through these early checkmates. That's a back ranker. No problem. And then we're going to mate right there. We got 20 minutes to get as far as I can in this run. I hope to get up across 30. I was able to go pretty far earlier. I got 45, so we're cruising. That's a kissing queen. This is a kissing queen as well. Goes right next to the king. That's mate. Another kissing queen. Did you know that you can get to like 30 puzzles without much thought at all if you just know like 4 patterns? This is going to be a rank. A rank mower. We're just going to mow down whatever's on the rank. And this looks like a back ranker, but it isn't. So are we going to fork and take a piece? Let's see, what are we trying to do? Yes, we are. So there's a weak piece right here. And we're going to pick it up like this. How do you find this kind of thing? Well, I see that this is just a trade. And I see that this piece is undefended, so it's a target. And I see the king. So when I know I have a queen to work with and I have to attack a rook, she's going to take the rook along a diagonal. She's never going to take the rook straight on. Because if that were the case, then on the previous move, the rook could have taken her. So therefore, I just have to look at these squares and say, how can I get to one of them? And so I see a simple check, which I'll play. Now we see the fork. Pretty simple. Okay, this is a weak diagonal. It's just simply a weak king. So we can't go here because there's a queen. So we go here. She blocks. We take it. There we are. No problems there. That's pinned. We can take that and then probably mow the ranks, right? Something like that. Is it take here and then check here, I assume? And then he'll be there. So we'll go check. And then he'll go here. And we'll go check. And then we'll take the rook. Yeah, that's it. How do you do this? You just keep calculating. It's forced, right? That was his only legal move. And then we just look around for more checks. Right there. And then once again, we have the fork. Okay. Oh, this looks like a weak castle. This is a formation you just got to know. We go here, block, here. But then the issue is check, right? No, because it's covered. Well, what about this check? Well, we can just move. Now we take that rook. Easy. Is this a kissing queen? It sure is. And then I probably go like this. And now I don't take the bishop. I checkmate instead. It's just a rank file mower that time. Okay, looks like I go here. He takes that. And then we go, no, that's not right. Because then we're hanging a piece. So probably it's check here. Right? Is that mate in one? Looks like it is. Okay. Here's the third tactical technique you need to know. If you already know back rank mate, which is how you get through the first puzzles, and you know kissing queen, this is the other one you have to know. There are more difficult levels, but this is a simple one. There's a missing f7 pawn, and the king is uncastled. You pretty much are just always going to look for a queen or a bishop that you can put on the diagonal leading to the king. Like so. And then it usually turns into a queen right here, which is a kissing queen. Kissing queen is a queen that's next to the king, giving him a little kiss on the nose. We take that, and then right here, see? Give him a little kiss. Oh, what are we doing? I think we're taking the knight so that this bishop hangs. And then is it a rank mower? Looks like a rank mower to me. So I think we're going to take the knight. And then this rook can't check us because we have a shadow of a pawn. Shadows are very important when a king is protected by other pieces, blocking the way in. He gets like a shadow cast on him, shielding him from the attacks of the other pieces. Okay, we're at 5 minutes through this. I want to move a little bit faster. So let's just calculate real quick. Yeah, it looks right. Sure. Well, that's all we had to do. We were going to take the bishop next move. Okay, that's weak because it's attacked once and defended once, so it's a target. And then this is weak as well. It's attacked once and defended once. So we just got to figure out a way to attack it again, I think. And also, it seems like we have a back rank pin of sorts if this queen were to move. So how do we take advantage of all of that? So we want to start by thinking of ways that we can attack the pieces. Is there anything we can add to the rook? I don't see one. Is there anything we can add to the bishop? It looks like I can go knight, or I can go knight. And then the other way would be this. So I look at that and I say, oh, the bishop's kind of short on squares, so it would go back. And then I see that we have the way to attack the two pieces. So, okay, he's just going to give me a bishop this way. So the way you find that is just by finding the targets. Not much of a tactical target there. This is one of my favorites. This is checking off. We're going to check the king off. Anytime you see this kind of connection between pieces, it happens when you check a king and there's some interposing piece blocking the line. You can typically sneak in some other piece to force the king off of that. So we're going to go like this, and then we take her. We don't care about that. Good try. Doesn't work. All right, looks like the king can't move. Mate one. Kissing queen, almost. Looks like we just go here, and then we take that, and that's a kissing queen. So these tactics just repeat themselves, right? Not much to it. Looks like I go here, and then a fork. So here's another great tip, is if you're going to get threatened with a whole bunch of checks, probably your first one is going to be a check as well. So I don't think it's take and then take, because then there's nothing to do with this queen. So we're going to go this way. And now we're not going to take that bishop. We're actually going to fork, take here, and then take there. Almost a kissing queen, but not quite. Okay. We have, looks like a hanging king, really. This pawn is hanging, and that's mate in one. Yeah, this is one of these Fisher-esque mates. I usually see it with a bishop guarding that square. But this is from the famous Donald Byrne Bobby Fischer game, the game of the century. Same type of mate. Okay, that's pinned. That's all you have to realize. Oh, I'm in check? Well, I guess I should have realized that as well. So here, the rook is not just pinned, but also responsible for guarding mate. So actually, he can't take my rook back there for the same reason. Okay, it looks like I take the knight and skewer. To tell you the truth, the first thing I saw when I saw this formation was, do I have a pawn here? Sometimes you see things in the enemy side first before you even see your own stuff. So I thought I wanted to put a pawn here to make a back rank mate and then go like this, mate. So then I say, okay, I check, but this is not a target, but this is a target. So two things you want to do with a target. Can I add an attacker to it? It doesn't look like it can here. And then the other thing is, what if I take it right away? Because then the thing guarding it is committed to moving. So that's why we end up getting this back rank skewer. Cool. That's 28. I want to get to 30 before we even really have to slow down. I think I've pretty much been seeing these automatically. Um, this is one of those side rank mates, I think. Is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. With a fun little twist. There's this discover check. I have to, first thing I thought was, how do I get this king to move to a dark square? And now I see it. The reason I want him on a dark square is I can just throw my bishop anywhere. Anywhere I want that's a check, as long as it's a check. And then after that, I take the rook. The only exception would be this one, I guess. So I'm going to first go here. Now he's on a light square. How do I get him to go to a dark square? Well, like this. Remember the shadow idea? That's why this pawn is here. It's casting a shadow down the file to guard my king, and the bishop is here to guard me this way. So I'm going to go like this, threaten mate, and now he's on a dark square. He had to go one of these two ways to avoid the mate. So now you can make a mistake by going here, because the rook will solve both problems. The rook is hanging and the king is in check. Well, after rook takes f8, both problems are solved. So let's give him problems on separate squares. Check. Now the rook hangs. Is it stalemate? No. So we take. Okay, pawn race. This is a very simple one. You have to just know the rule. Never let the king get to f8, or in this case c8, if you have a rook pawn. So it looks like I'll go here, and then I have a pawn that's on the 4th rank that can advance, and he does not. End of pawn race. That's all I need to know. It doesn't matter. I don't have to count these little moves. All I know is my pawn is further up the board than his. So I'm going to be able to queen first. Just like that. Oh, free queen. Looks like a free queen to me. No explanation required. Okay, what did we tell? This is a pattern from earlier. Do you remember it? missing f-pawn. So what's the first thing we do? We just look around. I haven't even looked at the black pieces yet. I just automatically know it'll be something here or here. So now let's look at the black pieces. Oh, what do you know? I have a queen there. Let's go here. And now this is just a formation you got to know. You're taking that guy. Pretty sure I do want to take a rook because the knight hangs next. We don't worry about him taking our bishop because we're also threatening a piece. Looks like I have a king that is in an awkward position, so I look for stuff like this. And what do you know? I found it. So it'll probably block, and we'll take that. And then now I notice, and only now do I notice that that would be mate. First thing I did was looked at the king and said, how do I attack it? I found the line going into him. I also, technically, I looked at this as well. The fact is there's no pieces here to make any sense. Then I looked at the white pieces third. Okay, first looked at the king, then looked at the lines. Now I look at the white pieces. Check. Take it. And then it was a quick calculation to realize that's mate. Okay, we are on to 33. That's fun. If you're having fun, please hit like. Nobody ever hits like. No one ever leaves me a comment. And if you're a really dapper dude, go ahead and hit subscribe. All right, so I see that there is an extra knight for me. And so I want to save the knight, but there are so many other pawns. So what we're looking for is probably a vulnerable king. And I'm looking at check, check, or check. And I don't know which one is correct quite yet. What I do see is that there is a knight controlling these two squares or blocking any interference. So it's probably this way because the queen is not able to block because there's a knight there, and the queen can't block because there's a knight there. So looks like that would just be a check, and the king would go here, and then I could go probably check. And then queen can't take it. It's protected. In fact, let's just go ahead and play it. Yep, and now I'm pretty sure it's going to be knight check. And the king can't go to any of these squares, so it would go here and then checkmate. Well, the queen would block, and then we take. So it looks like that's about it. You have to give me your queen to stop checkmate. What's going to happen is the computer will give me the queen. What should happen if this were, if it weren't computers and it were humans making puzzles is it'd go here, the king would move, and I would have to be responsible for finding the checkmate. Take, take. See? Gives me the queen. That's 34. We have 8 minutes to go. I have to really start moving faster. It looks like a skewer of this piece. No, it's not. Thought it was, but that bishop will hold a rook. Okay, I gotta move quick. Looks like white is queening with mate. That's bad. We gotta stop checkmate. How about here, and then 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 I don't have anything? Always be calculating. You never stop calculating. Don't look around the board and try to find stuff. Just find it in your mind by moving the pieces. Bishop, you take. I take. You queen. I lose. So we don't have to revisit that. We found a way for white to win. We don't need to know if white does better. We just found one way for white to win, so that's all we need. Check here. On. Now you can't, you have to go here. Do we have better now? Checkmate. Found it. See how I found that by calculating? Not by just sitting there staring at the position. I tried things, I tried things, I tried things. I found a way for white to win, then I found a way for black to win, and so forth. Okay. We have a vulnerable king. So I'm looking at checks and captures, of course. He takes it, I go check. And he can't go here, here, here. He could go there. And then check. And he go here, and I go check. So take, check, here, checkmate is pretty good. So I calculated, I found a way to win. Take. Aha, I see it. Okay. Yeah. There's no reason to throw away the rook first. I mean, it's a valid check anyway. You come here, and actually the other rook in would be mate. So same idea. Just check him right here. So therefore he must go back, and then I can take here, and I mean, I can just tell that's winning. Yeah. So what are we going to do? Probably the same idea of check here. No, we don't want him to go here because then he slips through. So let's probably, we're getting threatened with a check here. Can I go check here? Here? No. Check here. Do I have something to stop him from coming here? No. Hmm. Can I use the bishop somehow? I don't see how. So perhaps we could go with like one of the rooks, one of the other rooks, maybe? Am I threatening a mate? Not exactly, no. It's helpful to calculate black's threat. I see check here, check, block. No more checks because we are shielded in all directions from the black queen. And there's no way coming in this way because of the shadow effect of all my pieces. So we don't really have to worry about that. So what we can do is take our time and set something up. So I'm thinking maybe here, 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 block, and then queen, let's say, I don't know, go somewhere random. Then what are we actually threatening? Probably here. No. Ah, it's here, and this is the mate threat. We want to drop this rook. So it's this way, and then we're gonna mate. We're threatening mate here. Yeah. Oh, I just move, just like we said. Cool. So it was a mate idea. There's the answer there. Let's see what we can do here. We've got a knight hanging, but we also have our own rook hanging. So probably I trade the rook first. That's what I'm thinking. Let me turn this silly phone off. Cool. Phone's off. Okay. So the idea is I can take twice here. The only problem with that is that I can get intermezzo check. So like if I take this, it's check, and then I go here, I threaten the knight. So that's not a problem. I'm pretty sure I just trade the rook. I could also go here first, here first. Huh. Oh, I see. No, take, take, take. All right, so I see two good moves. That's one of the hardest tactics for me anyway, is finding two good moves that both seem to work. It looks like knight, knight, rook works just fine. I think it has something to do with the fact that this knight has an option to take a bishop. But still, I don't see exactly why that should matter. It looks like I could go rook take, 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 take. What's the problem with that? Okay, fine. Let's calculate. Always be calculating. Rook takes. Knight goes check. I move. Knight goes check. I take it. Rook takes back. I take. What's the issue? That must not be it. Rook takes, not rook takes, but what if I just go here? Then it's not check. I take the other rook. So check is the only thing you can do. I think. So I take there. Check is the only option here. You have to take back this rook, right? So check, take. You have to take the rook, and then I take your knight. Okay, that looks fine to me. I don't understand the problem. So what if I take here, you take my rook, and I take back here? Then I'm up a piece, and this is threatened. So what if here, here? I take the rook, now you check. I move again. You must take the rook back, and I take your knight. It's the same thing. What's the problem there? I don't know. I'm going to take a brief pause to think about it. So they still both look good to me. The point of the pause is people don't like dead air when I'm not talking. So there has to be another option. If I go here, oh, obviously. Okay. So again, if here you trade rooks, I just come back and I threaten a bishop. That looks really good. If here and you take either piece, it doesn't matter. But actually the answer is you could take this knight. And then there's no more target. And I was for some reason thinking that's fine because it's covered. But the point is I don't have any more material to win. So the first thing I have to do is get rid of this knight. If the point is this knight cannot be here. We never want to give the option of knight takes knight. So I take it. Now I take the rook. It was a hallucination, maybe. Okay, so looks like we're gonna get queen here and then there. So looks like we have a vulnerable king, and we are down in exchange. So check here or here. Let's do. Don't say. Oh, I don't know. So many people say like, oh, the king moves. You can't do that. You have to pick a square. So it looks like check here. Double check. King can go there. Maybe I go back. Check, and it looks like I win the rook and I cover the queening square. So there's also check here, and then it looks like I have check here. It could be just this right away. All those are illegal now. Okay, I think the way I find this is that the king can run behind the rook, and I don't have a good follow up. Check here, and then I can come back, but he'll just go back. So since this is the runaway square, I want to put a piece on the line of the runaway. These two form a line, so I want to put a piece on that line first. So check. So now he can't run away. Here, back rank, and obviously this rook, I take it, and that's mate. So that's illegal. Those are all illegal. That's illegal. That's the only other legal move. Looks like I still do that. Okay, that's the answer. I still go back. So this way. And I found that by knowing that the king wanted to run this way. So it looks like I'm going to mate, right? Cool. That one is particularly easy. That's pinned. So it doesn't count. So it looks like it's queen and mate. A very, very common thing. Okay, so it looks like I do just take. And then looks like that's just mate. Yep. A 2000 level puzzle. And we are at 22 minutes plus some thinking time, so about 23. Looks like it's going to be take and take. Okay, we're moving fast now, huh? Do I go here and support the back rank? Probably. There's no check. Shadow. Right, shadow piece. So it looks like I go like this. I don't like it. I don't like it on account of the fact that this can just take. What else do I have? Oh, if I go here, I'm threatening mate. No, because there's a rook there. So the other thing I'd love to do is sacrifice, bring the bishop in, check. That's probably it, actually. Just in the reverse order. Check. King here. Bishop check. Let's try it. Check here. Check. Always be calculating. Check. I don't have like another way to get a rook right here or right here. I want to go here. I want to have a bishop. I want to have this here so that I can go queen check. I'd love to go queen check, rook mate. This hole, there's a hole right here. So how do I cover the hole? I could go like this. And then that's threatened. Still could be it. Ah, that is it on account of the fact that I can go here. I also have this check and I have this check. So many checks to be covered. So if I go here, bishop exposes the queen and rook to the defense of this square. I hate that. What if I went here, here, check, here, push? Now rook just takes that. That's dumb. This just doesn't seem like it does anything. The only thing it does is get rid of itself so that I can check on the light squares with the queen. But there's a bishop and a rook would be blocking it, so I don't think that's particularly it either. The fact that this got exposed, I mean, I feel like I've got the idea. I think this pawn's job is to cover that square. So do I rook check first? Invert the move orders? King is forced to take it. Check. King here. Check. Mate. Mate. That's why the bishop's here. The rook sacrifice first. I found this by inverting the move orders. Mate. 2150. Okay, we're going to keep going. I don't care. I know I said 20 minutes, but it's more fun as long as we're keeping good pace. I'll keep playing. Again, If you're enjoying it, please tell YouTube that you enjoy it by hitting the like button. Then you get to see more of this stuff. If you don't hit like, it'll never know you like it. And your experience will be worse. Okay, here. It just feels like this is one of those where I come around. When I come around. Check, check. Like push or something. The rook here is mate. So it does feel like what I would love to do would be rook check, king here, pawn, push the pawn, rook blocks it, and I go mate. That's pretty cool. Maybe I do go here. And that is the threat. I am threatening to queen and or mate. So it's a pretty good threat. Pretty good threat. Huh. I think that's the only one. I think I'm just going to play it. I'm wrong. Okay. And the answer was, show me. King up. Yep. As soon as you know you're wrong, you start looking at other stuff. Okay. Next one. Check here. Looks like I have a bishop being taken. So I'm down in exchange. So I can also take here. Check. Didn't we just see this? Check. Check. Something like that. Aren't I just making a bishop? Uh-huh. 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 Check. Here. And then I have a hole. I wish I could just go like boom, boom. Like that. So maybe I go here, check. And then I am making that net. I go here. Here. Oh, he can't. That's illegal, so that's it. There you go. Just had to realize he can't go back. Try to get away. So it was a checkmate. Empty castle formation. So we want to put something here, something here. Like a pawn or a bishop right here. And then a queen right here. Ah, this is the classic. I love this one. I love this one. Now, what you don't realize is that this would be mate. So it looks like I just got to scare the queen away because this is mate and this is mate too. Only problem is the queen guards both. What I would give for two knights here. So it looks like I'm just going to go like this and then she has to choose which way to guard. Yeah. Yeah. Give me a queen. Thank you. Okay, that was a 2300 level puzzle. I know that one because I know that one. Just know the pattern. It's a very fancy one from a Nimzo Indian. Very common Nimzo Dutch. Okay, this looks like a fork, but then check. Ah, if I go fork, bishop takes. So what we want to do is throw it away first. And then am I okay? Do I survive? Yeah, I do. So I don't want, same as that knight. Remember we had to trade off the knight so that it couldn't be taken with check. I want to go here and fork the two pieces, but there's a bishop hanging. He'll go check. Or actually he'll go check. So, I think I want to trade here first. Check, take, and then fork. The only problem is the queen takes here. At least I'm not down material. Uh-huh. My queen is protected. This rook is not. It's like that. Ooh, mate, yeah? Hmm. We go check here first. Is it first check, then here, then check, and then here? Where do I go? No, I can't. Oh, I could do this. There's no check because checkmate. Aha. It looks like it goes here, here, sorry, here, check, queen, queen, mate. There's no check. There's no way to stop me. So I think that's it. Yeah. It's just mate. Forced mate. Okay. Rook check, but first we want to plug this hole. We want to create a back rank mate. So we're going to go check. And if king here, because the other way would be mate with a rook. So check. King here. Then we don't have, we have a check and then king here. But then this bishop is protected by the knight. So probably check. King goes back. Check. King here. Discover check. King here. Mate. And then it's double check. Or sorry, it's going to be 2 checks is what I meant to say. And then king goes here, check, here, mate. Basically, here, here, mate. Okay. We are still cruising. We're at 46. I wanted to get to 40. We're well beyond that. We're at 30 minutes. Hello? Check. Here. What? Looks pretty fun. Hmm. I mean, yeah, check here. And then is it like a pawn push or something? You check again. And the king would have to go like here. And then I could go. I mean, what I want to do is run down this pawn. It looks like I could just do that. Right? Check, king moves, and I just go eat the pawn. The other idea is I could go check and then push. Okay, we are blitzing this, right? Okay, we're wrong. Could have probably looked at something else. How about blitz? Now we're blitzing. Ah, revenge. Revenge. Puzzling. Taking out my anger on the chessboard. Playing poorly. Here. Here. Probably here, here. Ah, that hangs. Oh, is it? Oh, is it this, this, this? No. I don't like the fact that that's hanging. So I do have to threaten like a queen here. So probably here. And then we deal with wherever the queen moves or something like that. Nope. Okay, 47. That's what you get for blitzing. Let's take a look. What did we miss here? The puzzle solution is a mating net, right? Yep, mating net. Then up. That's mating net. And then, like I said, yeah, if you know your first idea is wrong, the second idea is easy, which sometimes you should just say, oh, I assume I'm wrong. So therefore, you'll just see it right away. Now let's look at this one. So, okay, we know this is wrong. So what would I do? Is the knight trapped? No. Is it here, here, here? It is. It's here, threatens the knight. Then I go here, and then I attack the square with the skewer. Yep, there it is. Ta-da. Just gotta know. Ta-da. Let me take that. Yep. Just gotta know your other ideas wrong. Okay, I still had fun. I hope you had fun. If you like this stuff, if you enjoy this stuff, hit like. If you have comments, leave a comment. And if you want to see a lot more of this, hit subscribe. I'd love the support. I'll see you.